So welcome to the SME Marketing Playbook. I'm Chris, and I'm the founder of chrisbedforddigital.com, and we've been running this company for over 7 years now, helping SMEs with their digital advertising and marketing and everything else that's in between. This is the secret to digital advertising and what I've found over the years that's worked, and I've condensed it down into what you see in front of you. And today I'm going to walk you through this so you have a full understanding of why we do it this manner and why we don't do it any other way. The great thing with this, it's repeatable and it works for any business. Just so you know you're in the right place, I want to underscore that these are the strategies that all my clients use on a day-to-day basis, and we build our campaigns over a long period of time. And I highly recommend that you look at all of our testimonials on the website, and that will give you a good indication of the vast array of businesses that we look after and how we get results. Now, if you're here, hopefully you're a business owner, a founder who's making over six figures, and you're probably a bit pissed off with putting a lot of money into digital and it changing every 5 minutes because of all the bright shiny objects and everyone telling you that things are changing all the time, therefore you have to change and it's hard to keep up. And I'm here to put some brakes on that and go back and tell you that the truth is that you have to go back to fundamentals. And I feel that that's what is missing. I think most people think that there's one solution for success, and there really isn't. There isn't a magic pill. The real reason why they're not getting results is because they have no plan, they have no strategy, there's certainly no consistency, and they're just scattergunning it. Most of the time, their marketing plan or strategy that they're using, which is incomplete, is only focused to a very small aspect of your market. So how it works, doesn't matter what industry you're in, you'll find that there is, on any given day, 3% of buyers that are ready to buy, making it the 97% of people who are looking to buy from you in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And this is where this strategy comes into its own. This strategy is about communicating to people at the top of the funnel, middle, and then eventually the bottom. And when you supply content with technology to communicate to the right people who are at a certain stage of the buying process, then you're going to resonate a lot more, and you're going to speak to them in a way that resonates. What you don't want to be thinking is that everybody is at the same position. Not everybody understands, first of all, one, that your business even exists. Some people aren't even product aware, they're not solution aware, and it's your job to educate them. And if you do it correctly, and you can get their information, whether or not that's an email address, a phone number, or even just pixel them using online tracking, then you're able to segment them and talk to them almost like on a personal level. And that's where this strategy comes into play. So as I go through this and go through every step of the process, I want you to ask that question constantly to yourself and be honest with yourself and say, have I got that? Have I done that? Have I executed that step? Have I focused on it? Have I done it, but have I used it in the correct way? Have I in the past used it as a tick box exercise, but never really knew how to fit this into your digital advertising or digital marketing? So the secret to digital advertising, digital marketing, is to systematically take every business through the same stages, same steps every single time without failure, so we can make sure that when we start advertising, when we are getting people to the point of getting them to the start of the sales process, that we know that we're communicating with the right people and they have been marketed to sufficiently to be able to be sold to. And so we have to remember that it takes about 28 days and about 15 touch points combined for someone to take an action, a reasonable action. And that action could be to give you an email address, it could be to want to communicate with you and move them from the marketing to the sales process. And I want to go through every step with you now so you have a good understanding of why we do it and how it fits in. So let's start with stage one, the offer. This stage is the foundation. This is the stage where we learn and understand what your business does. We understand who you are marketing to, who your ideal customer is, and what message would resonate with that particular avatar. So step one, we look at what we define the currency. And what the currency is to really nail down and distill everything you do in your business, how you help people, and come up with the one main thing that you help people with. And so the analogy to understand this would be a physical training instructor, PT. That person essentially can help you with many things, but if that person said that they help you with weight loss and muscle growth and nutrition, combining all that into one advert when you're advertising doesn't really resonate with anybody. It's not hard hitting, and it doesn't really create an emotion or a response. And this is why it's so important that when you start advertising, you have done all this prior. And so with the currency, we would work out all the things that you increase in a person and all the things that you decrease with a person. So with the PT example, you could increase energy with somebody, you can decrease their body fats, you can increase their muscle mass, you can decrease their anxiety, you can decrease their pain. There's so many things that you can focus on, and the core message, the core problem is the thing we want to extract from that. And so weight loss would be, in the example we use, would be the main currency that this person would use. And so we would highlight that, and that we know that would be the main core issue that we want to write our messaging around, and also who we're going to target. Now, that doesn't mean that you only have that. You could create multiples of these and create multiple adverts with multiple avatars. So you could be targeting men, you could be targeting women, you could be targeting younger people, older people, and every single one will have a different message that will resonate. And this is why we do this. Step 2, we go into detail into who we're communicating, who we're wanting to buy, and we create our perfect avatar. And we look at the psychographics, demographics, where do they live online? Remember, this is digital advertising. So if you can't find them online, then this won't work. And so this is where we identify where they are and which platform they may be on, what books they might read. And we can do a deep dive here, and we find out what these people want, what will they resonate with. And this helps combine the foundation phase to make it solid. Once we have step 1 and step 2 all nailed together, then we work on the message. And the message is very important. If I was to ask you now, what do you do? Most people would respond with the obvious answer for the business. So if you're a solicitor, the answer would be, I'm a solicitor, or I'm a family solicitor. And the problem with that message is that it's boring. One, you are just the same as the next solicitor who is saying the same thing. And the message doesn't really resonate with anybody. And you just overlooked, or you're bundled together in the same space. And so what we really want to do is look at what is the core thing that you help them with. What is their true deep desire, true deep pain? What is the thing that they want to move towards? What is the thing that they want to move away from? And only understanding this would help you generate a good message, a solid message that will really hit home. And we go through a series of questions to find that out. And that way, that you end up with a one-liner that is hard-hitting, that calls out the avatar instantly, calls out the pain, calls the solution, and it solidifies the thing that you do in one sentence, and making it super powerful. And you can stick that up. And then when we then create adverts, we can always work back from that, knowing what is the avatar's main pain point, what's the avatar's main solution that they want. And we never deviate from that, knowing that we've done the research based on the avatar, what you solve, and bundle all that into a perfect message. Once this stage is complete, we can then really put forward a genuine offer to your market that will really make the right people be attracted to your business. And this stage is vital before you move on to create websites, landing pages, work on your traffic. Stage 2 is about building out all the assets necessary to send people, once they see your advert, to your content, to your website, to your landing page, to wherever it is that we're going to create. And the purpose of this is to try to get people's information, whether or not that's a phone number, an email address, or to track them digitally using pixels or API tracking nowadays. And this is vital, because when I said that most people's advertising is only focused to the 3%, asking them to buy, and that's all they're doing, they're not communicating, and they are ignoring the 97% of people that aren't ready to buy. And so the middle of funnel content that we create is designed to get leads. It's designed to warm people up to the ultimate offer, which is, in most cases in a service-based business, is to call the company, call the phone, fill out a form, get a quote, which is the ultimate desire of most service businesses. But rather than showing these people who are not ready yet that type of messaging, we want to show them, we want to solve a certain problem that they might have. We start off with step 4, where we build your own product or service roadmap. And what this allows you to understand is, how do we box your solution in a way that someone could look at it instantly and understand that you have a plan, a roadmap, a way of getting them from their current state to their desired state. So their current state would be, let's say we use the PT example, their current state would be that they are overweight and they can't really play with their children because they're just unfit. That's their current state. So what is their desired state? Their desired state is to be able to have longevity, play with their kids, play with their grandkids, and be fit and healthy like they were maybe when they were 20 or something. And so what do we show them that is the solution? We build out the roadmap, and then they can see that between their current state and the desired state is your solution. And we build that out in your own roadmap. And this shows them every step that you take to solve their particular problem. We package that with 3 stages and 9 steps. And there is method to the madness, but there's no time to go into that right now. And so once we've done that, we can then use those steps to create lead magnets. And a lead magnet is simply something of value that you can give to them first before you ask them for money, without you asking them to make a big commitment. You're providing value up front. And by providing value up front in the digital space, it builds authority, it builds trust. It shows them that you know what you're doing. And this way, they can take a micro step towards the ultimate goal, which is to contact your business. And so we do that by working out what would be the most desirable, useful tools that you could create to give away for free in exchange for their contact information. And so we work that out by extracting that from the roadmap. We create those lead magnets and we advertise those lead magnets. In this scenario, if you were advertising on Google, which you would use contextual ads to drive traffic to maybe the problem or solution that that person has, because that's what people type into Google, and they come to the website but they're not ready to buy, they can download something off your website in exchange for the email address. They go into an email sequence, and you can now email them through automation a drip campaign, an email campaign that can put your best foot forward. It's designed to nurture them, educate them on the lead magnet that they've got. It's an opportunity for you to show your case studies, your testimonials, and help them make the choice, the decision to take the next step. And usually the next step from this point would be to contact the company. And so you can do this many times. You can then use advertising as retargeting to show them multiple lead magnets. You can show them now the main call to action, which would be to contact the company. But the most important thing about this is that the cost for acquisition is now pence versus pounds. So if you looked now at your advertising and you looked at how much it costs to acquire a lead, depending on your traffic source, it could, and especially if you're driving people to your main offer, your main conversion event, that could be very high. It could be £80, £100, £200, £500. And because you're driving people to the 3%, which is very competitive, which is the most expensive traffic, who are ready to buy now, and that's why you're competing up there. So look at your acquisition costs. With the lead magnet, the lead magnets are not asking for anything but to give value. And so more people will take up on it, which means the cost of it is super low. Like I say, it's down into the pence. If it's video content, if it's PDFs, it could be in the pounds. You only need a small percentage of those to want to contact you, and now you can see your acquisition cost more than halved. And doing a simple change like that can be the difference between you absolutely killing it with advertising or you giving up because you haven't got enough cash flow to keep it going. Once we create the lead magnets, they then have to have their own landing pages, And we do this because we just want to show somebody one lead magnet at a time on a dedicated page, and that increases the likelihood of conversion. So we might do things like get rid of the menu, get rid of the footer, provide just a simple plain background with a headline, a subtext, a picture of the lead magnet or video of the lead magnet with an opt-in form. And that way we have the highest opportunity to increase conversions. Combining that with testimonials on the page really helps convert. And so we get more people through the pipeline by doing this. Once we've done stage 1 and stage 2 and completed all 6 steps, only now is when we would decide to start building up the ad accounts and start testing and running advertising. So at this stage, we understand who we're going to message. We know what message, we know what core problem you're going to lead with. We've worked out your roadmap, which is your solution to solving this avatar's particular problem. We've created lead magnets and content based off the 9 steps. So we know it's going to resonate. And now it's a matter of testing. So we then create, to start with, a tiered system approach where we have top, middle, bottom funnel advertising, all communicating to people who don't know you exist and don't know the product exists or the service exists, all the way to warm leads who've maybe been on your website that understand what the service is and what the product is, and we show them different type of content for that and try to get their information for pounds. And then we create content for bottom of funnel, which is your main conversion event, which is usually book a call, fill out a form, contact the company. So we do this through Google, we do this through Facebook, we do this through many different advertising platforms, all custom, all dependent on what you're selling. And we start tracking that and testing and optimizing. And this is where we take people through a 90-day testing phase. And it has to be this long. There's a misconception that people would say, just put £10 on Facebook and a couple £100 on Google and see what happens. And it's simply just the basic, it's the rookie thing to do. All these algorithms, all these platforms have algorithms that work best with variation because they work on large data models. So running one ad and thinking it's not going to work, or seeing that it doesn't work, you simply haven't given it enough variation. So we provide tens and tens and tens of different variations on ads, go into the segmented audiences that we discussed, top, middle, bottom funnel, and these would then work out themselves. We'd let the market decide which ads work the best, and over a 3-month period would run the first 30 days, see the data, read the data and change the ad based on data driven information. We then run for another 30, make some more changes after that, and then we run for another 30 days. And then we know that we've given it a fair test, and we know that we can see what is working, what's not working, and make our adjustments. And usually at that point, we start seeing success, real success. There's a difference between getting a few conversions versus knowing that you can now start to scale. So getting some wins is easy, but getting it to the point where we know that it can scale is something else. And only when you give it variation to all the different segments of your market at different phases is when you know that this is going to work or not. Step 8, when we have a lead come in, we integrate that lead. We don't just give you the lead. We advise on having a sales CRM to help the sales team or help the individual, maybe the business owner, always respond to the leads as soon as possible. So there's data showing that the faster you get back to a lead, the better. And after 15 minutes, there's a huge drop-off, exponential drop-off on the conversion rate of that particular lead. So the fact that you may have paid for it, or they've come from an organic source or a referral, you're going to want to organize these leads in a place where it makes complete sense. We do this using multiple different CRMs, depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve and the level that you're at. So some companies don't like too much complexity, so we try to find ones that would fit the business. We then use call tracking to record calls, incoming calls. This way we can help and guide on improving the sales communication. We help you develop the sales script at every stage. So this helps move people along through the pipeline. We set up the pipeline to make sure that it is a simple process, and we work on the business model if it requires changing to help you get more conversions and bring people along. And step 9, the last step of this, is about numbers. It's about mastering the metrics. And so there are many metrics that people usually focus on, and usually they're the wrong metrics to focus on. What we show you, there are some fundamentals in business and some fundamental metrics that you want to focus on to let you know how your advertising is doing. We focus on those and educate you on those, because you could just be snowed under with all the different metrics that are available out there. And a lot of them are vanity metrics, and we'll show you why they're just not useful. We build the account to make it work as best as humanly possible, but we're looking at the metrics to help you guide, help you make that decision to reinvest your money back into your advertising so you can scale as best as possible. We do this because we do this with advanced tracking tools that are not out the box. We have our own tracking tools. A lot of the tracking out there is inaccurate, and so we provide that layer of accuracy to make you feel confident by making the right decisions. And I hope you've enjoyed listening to this presentation and this help and this mini training to get you to look at what you're currently doing and seeing systematically, are you clear with the one solution, that core offering? Are you clear with who exactly you're advertising to? Are you clear about your message, your offer? Are you doing middle of funnel? Are you doing lead generation? Are you collecting people at the top of the funnel, middle of funnel, from retargeting with advertising? Have you got landing pages that are collecting this data? Have you got email drip campaigns that are creating customized emails to go to these people to help them, educate them and help them convince them that you are the solution? Are you hitting those 15 touch points? Is it lasting over 28 days? Are you doing those things that are statistically proven to help people convert? Are you building your traffic campaigns, communicating to people that don't know you exist, are about to know you exist, people who are at the decision-making phase, and people who are ready to buy now? Are you doing that in your advertising campaigns on multiple platforms? Ask yourself that question. Are you putting the leads into an Excel sheet or a Google sheet, or are you using CRMs that are designed to help you be more efficient and move people through a pipeline? Do you even know your pipeline? Do you know your conversion rate? Do you have a sales script? Are you using it? Are you using systematically? Are you improving on it? Are you recording your calls? Are you making improvements along the way? And putting it all together, are you understanding your numbers confidently to make the right decision moving forward? So if all of those things are a yes, then well done. You're doing it fantastically. If not, if one of those things are out, then I'm inviting you to book a call with me, and we can go through 15 minutes and see how if this can be applied to your business or not. And you can then walk away confidently that this might be the solution for you, and this will give you some nice clarity moving forward with your decision making. So if you want to get crystal clear with the one thing that you should be doing right now, book a call, and we'll talk for about 15 minutes and see how we can help you.